Guys, pull up a seat. We are going to be talking all things Birmingham, Alabama, and the surrounding suburbs today. If you are considering a move here, a relocation, this video is one you are not going to want to miss. First of all, my name is Maggie Kimbrell. I'm a realtor here in Birmingham. I actually live in Chelsea, Alabama, but I serve Birmingham and all the surrounding suburbs. And lately, I feel like I'm getting tons of reach outs from people who are looking to relocate to the area, but they have no idea where to start. They don't know what suburb is going to be the right fit for their family. And so I decided to make a video today to talk about all the different suburbs. And then I'm also going to put average price point and some information above my head so you can see. This video will hopefully be really helpful for you and give you some clarity moving forward. First, we're going to start out with Chelsea, Alabama. Now that's where I live, so I'm a little biased. I love Chelsea. I went to high school here, but Chelsea is fantastic. So listen, you've got Birmingham. I'm going to put a map right here and you're going to see some of these surrounding suburbs. Chelsea is kind of towards the bottom east southeast area. It's about 40 to 45 minutes from downtown Birmingham, depending on the traffic. Now, if you go in the middle of the night or you have odd work hours, you might be able to get there in 35 minutes. Depends where you are in Chelsea, because there's neighborhoods that are kind of tucked away on back roads. If you know, you know. But Chelsea is wonderful. It is a growing city, one of Birmingham's fastest growing suburbs, but you still feel like you are set apart, kind of in the country, away from the hustle and bustle of the city. But noted, we are growing in Chelsea. We are actually getting a Chelsea Plaza, which will have a Target, we're gonna have a Chick-fil-A. I've heard rumors of Lowe's, don't quote me on that, but we are getting bigger. So if that's something that you don't want, just keep that in mind. But average price point in Chelsea is typically in the mid 300,000 range, depending on where you are. So there's lots of neighborhoods that I like to call my cookie cutter neighborhoods that have a lot of similar home types, that have smaller lots that you'll see in the upper 200,000s to mid 300,000 price point. Then you have some more established neighborhoods that have bigger lots, which I love about Chelsea. Lots of neighborhoods in the area that have really beautiful trees, beautiful lots. You feel like you're private, but you do have neighbors that you can see and have around you. And then you can kind of get out to the outskirts of Chelsea, where you have Wilsonville, Harpersville, Sterrett, Westover, Columbiana, all those areas. Now, they might not be zoned for Chelsea schools, but they're real cute small town vibes. So if that sounds like something you would like, keep that in mind for Chelsea. Now, we're gonna move kind of up and over a little bit to Helena and Pelham. I like to group these together because they're so close together that you can kind of go in between the two, and they both are kind of similar, I would say, in price point. Helena and Pelham are wonderful. Like Chelsea, it has that small town community vibe, except Helena and Pelham, I would say, have more local places that you can go to. They have a lot of community events, festivals. Old Town Helena is so cute. It's actually a downtown area for Helena, which some of our suburbs don't have official downtowns. And these are great because you're kind of in the midway, where you're close to Hoover. You're a little closer than you would be if you were in Chelsea, but you still get that suburb, small town community. The schools are generally known to have a good reputation. You've got lots of old and new neighborhoods, so you have that to choose from, as well as some larger lot options as well. So Helena and Pelham actually have probably, I would say, a lower price point average than Chelsea, probably more in that closer to the 300,000 price range, mid-range. So I'll put that here. I'm going to look it all up and make sure it's right where we're at with that. But that's what I would say about Helena and Pelham. I think it's a great option for people. When you're in these southern suburbs of Birmingham, it's really nice because you can kind of drive in between all of them. When you're in Chelsea, you can get to Helena and Pelham pretty quickly. You can get to Alabaster. You're kind of in that little hub that you can enjoy, Oak Mountain, that type of thing. So hope that is helpful. Now I'm gonna go, instead of going up and over a little bit, I'm gonna talk about going up 280 from Chelsea. You're gonna see Oak Mountain, and I'm gonna have all this around so you can kind of see on the map as I'm talking. Oak Mountain is not a suburb, but it's kind of an area where we have Oak Mountain school systems. We have what we will call North Shelby. So you have kind of getting into that Hoover range, but you're not the heart of Hoover, and you're really close to everything. You're right on our main road of 280, Highway 280. You have beautiful neighborhoods ranging from Eagle Point, which is, I like to call it like the treehouse neighborhood, where your homes look like you're in a treehouse. You have Greystone, which is your country club, beautiful homes, amenities, all of that, gated, that type of thing. Brook Highland is similar. You have Meadowbrook, which is just precious. I actually lived in Meadowbrook for a little bit when I was younger. The homes there are very established, beautiful, not cookie cutter whatsoever. Larger lots. Like I said, you're close to everything you could possibly need. I love the North Shelby area. You got great schools. You're right there, so you can get right on 280 and go straight where you need to go. And if you live in Chelsea, you're close to all this. So instead of having to go into downtown or even further up into Hoover, you have everything you need in that area. So great for if you're living in Chelsea, and then great if you're living there, because you're kind of in that midway point, if that makes sense. And I'm going to put average price point here. It kind of varies because this zip code has all different kinds of neighborhoods. You have Indian Springs, which is near there. That is like luxury, Franklin, Tennessee vibes, huge lots. I mean, just beautiful. And then you have other homes that are much more in those mid 500 to 600,000 range. You have that in Eagle Point. You have more luxury homes in the Greystone area. You have Mount Laurel, which is a little bit closer to Chelsea. Lovely, walkable neighborhood. Yeah, I hope this is helpful. I feel like I'm just chatting. I'm going to get better at YouTube, but I'm trying to make a video that's helpful to people. So we're going to move on to our next area. Talk about areas like Alabaster and Calera. These areas are going to be your more affordable options, suburbs of Birmingham, that are great. Calera has a ton of neighborhoods that are probably in that like 200, upper 200,000, mid 200,000 range and up. And then it also has some really some bigger lot neighborhoods that are a little bit more expensive. But Calera is good because you can get quick access if you need to get downtown, because you're close to interstates, as well as Alabaster. And Alabaster is having like these major city revamps. They're starting this new, I think they're making this new community center. Alabaster has just a lot of great things about it. People love Alabaster, and it's very, very affordable. So those are good too. We're going up to Hoover now. Hoover. Okay, so Hoover has everything. Hoover is busy, okay? If you don't want busy, if you don't want hubbub, if you want to be in the middle of nowhere, Hoover is not it, which you can probably tell by just looking at the map. But Hoover has everything you could possibly want. Restaurants, shopping, your tons of different types of neighborhoods. You have really cool neighborhoods like Lake Wilburn, like Everly, like Knox Square, like Blackridge, that have just tons of amenities that you wouldn't even need to leave your neighborhood. It's like a vacation. Ross Bridge, for an example, has like a spa, hotel, restaurants. You just jump in your golf cart and yeah, you're in it. So different price points all over Hoover. You have like Russet Woods, which is probably more affordable. Then you have these more expensive new construction neighborhoods, like I just mentioned, like Wilburn, Blackridge. What else? Blanking. But yeah, Hoover is great. And then you have Bluff Park. Now, Bluff Park is your older, more established Hoover, classic Hoover. Great restaurants, local vibes, cute, older homes, okay? So some of your homes aren't going to be like the tall ceilings and tons of storage. They're not going to have as much of that because they're older, but they're super cute, great neighborhoods. So people love Bluff Park, great schools. Cannot stress that enough. Now we're going to move on to our next, Vestavia. I'm actually going to lump Vestavia and Homewood together, but let's just be clear on this. There's Vestavia proper, which is Vestavia, and then you have like Liberty Park, which is part of Vestavia, but it's further out. If you're looking at the map and you have Birmingham and you have Vestavia, Liberty Park is more over here. I will show you on the map. Liberty Park has beautiful homes. It's also like a community that you don't really have to leave. They have everything you need. It's very high-end luxury. And then when you get into Vestavia and you get into Cahaba Heights and Altadena and that area, it's got your more older established classic Vestavia, charming, beautiful, just cute areas. Great. I think Vestavia schools are like really top rated. And it's just great because when you're in Vestavia and Homewood, you're so close to downtown. So many people reach out to me and they're like, we need to be in a certain proximity to downtown. Well, I always, depending on your price point, because let's just be clear, Vestavia and Homewood are more expensive, okay? Those are going to be really close to downtown, but they also have a great community aspect. Homewood has got a ton of like historic, older homes. They're little cute homes, but they are so cute. A lot of them have been renovated. Walkable. Homewood is a great area if you want somewhere that's walkable. You want to be able to get the stroller out and get to the downtown area and walk around. Soho Square in Homewood is a great area. If you're looking, look over there. They've got a lot of great new restaurants. You can just have a whole date day there. Not date night, date day. And it's so cute. My grandparents lived in Homewood, and I have the fondest memories of their little public library there and their restaurants, and just the whole area is so cute and sweet. So love that. And then I'm going to lump this one in here too. You've got Mountain Brook. Mountain Brook is probably the most expensive area in Birmingham. Shoal Creek, which I didn't talk about, but that's also a very nice luxury area if you are looking for that for luxury homes with big lots. Shoal Creek is really great too, and I'll show you on the map. And then, yes, back to Mountain Brook. Mountain Brook is beautiful, beautiful homes, very high-end homes. You're close to the zoo, you're close to the botanical gardens. You have a beautiful shopping area with places that people love, like Little Betty Steak Bar, which is supposed to be really good. I haven't been there yet. It's supposed to be super expensive. And just great shopping, great areas. I had a friend just go to Alexa's to eat, and it's supposed to be fantastic. Also haven't been there, so I've got to go, y'all. Got to get myself into Mountain Brook more, but it is so pretty. We drive over there often to go to the zoo, which is a wonderful part of Birmingham. Is it the best zoo in the world? No. But is it something to do to get your kid out of the house? Yes. So love that. So it really just depends on your price point when you get to these areas, but if you want to be close to downtown and you want to feel like you're in a good area for your family, and you, depending on the type of house you want, these are areas to consider. I'm not going to talk a lot about downtown Birmingham today, just because I wanted to hit mostly the suburbs, but there are some great walkable areas downtown that people really enjoy, such as Avondale, 5 Points area, Highland Park, Crestwood. Those types of areas in that closer to downtown range are supposed to be really great for, especially for young professionals. A lot of medical professionals decide to live in those areas where they can walk and do fun stuff on the weekends, but they're super, super close when they have to drive in to work. And as a former medical person, you have to be up at the butt crack of dawn. You want to be close and not have to drive forever. So there's that. What I'm going to talk about, for the sake of the length of this video, is I forgot Trussville and Leeds, y'all. Trussville and Leeds are great. And Moody. Okay, so if you're looking at Birmingham and you want to look this way, you've got Trussville, Leeds, and Moody, which are really awesome areas. I love Trussville, okay? People say Trussville is super crazy busy. I don't know. I don't live there, but I have heard that. I can say that I've heard the traffic can be pretty bad, but Trussville is great. They have a very, very cute locally joint downtown area with an entertainment district. So if that's important to you to have that, it's also very beautiful. The roads, the neighborhoods are very beautiful in Trussville. Leeds is great. It's an affordable option for people. My husband and I actually looked at Leeds. They also have like community events, small town vibe, great price point. And if you want to be close to downtown, that's also one to consider as well. And you can kind of get there. I'm not going to go through all the roads because that's just going to be very confusing to you. But Leeds, you can kind of get to Trussville quickly. You can get to Moody quickly, and you can actually get to 280, which puts you back over there by Meadowbrook and all of that actually pretty quickly. So depending on the traffic. So that is that area. I didn't go into big depth on that, but those are great areas that I recommend as well. So let's go to North Birmingham, and then I'm going to wrap this up. So north of Birmingham, we have Gardendale, Fultondale, Kimberley, Morris, Mount Olive. Those are the areas that I'm going to talk about today. So Fultondale is your closest to downtown. Then you have Gardendale, Mount Olive, kind of right next to each other. And then you have Kimberley, Morris. And surprisingly, when you look at the map, it looks like those areas would be really far to downtown. Well, listen, I've worked with a lot of relocation people lately, and it's wild how much quicker you can get downtown all the way up from Kimberly versus Chelsea, Helena, Pelham. The traffic is just much worse down there. So those are also great areas, and they're a really affordable price point because they're growing. Most people originally want to come straight to the southern, southeast suburbs, but they forget how about up here, where it's also beautiful, great homes, good lots. It's growing. And yes, Kimberly, Morris, Mount Olive are going to feel more rural. Okay. They just are. They're not going to have as much hopping around. If that's what something you like, that's definitely something to consider, because also think lower taxes, lower property taxes. When you get into Homewood, Vestavia, Mountain Brook, Hoover, your property taxes are going to be more expensive. I'm just going to tell you. So also things to consider when moving to Birmingham. Okay, that was a lot. I hope that is helpful. Did I hit every suburb of Birmingham? No, but I wanted to hit some of the major ones that people ask me about and people, are thinking about moving to when they relocate here, just so you can get an idea of the vibes. So I'm going to do a quick, brief, boom, boom, boom to kind of help you just know little 1-2 word things about each community, if that makes sense. You want small town vibes, community feel, not right up in the hustle and bustle. Helena, Pelham, Chelsea. You want historic, maybe walkable, charming, higher price point, Homewood, Vestavia, Mountain Brook. You want to be within the hustle and bustle, lots to do for your kids, stay busy, like to shop, like to eat, like to do all those things. Look at Hoover and Trustville. Want to be close to downtown, but still have plenty to do with your family. Want more affordable options, look at Mount Olive, Gardendale, and then if you're willing to drive out a little bit further, Clear, Alabaster. What else? Oh, and Leeds. I think I covered it. I hope that is so helpful, and if you are thinking of moving to Birmingham, I would be the worst realtor in the world if I didn't ask you right now to reach out to me. Let me know. I would love to help you. Helping families find their fit in their community in Birmingham is so important to me, because guess what? I moved here when I wasn't a realtor. I did go to high school here. I did live in Birmingham before, but I moved away. I moved to Tennessee. And then I moved back because I had a baby and I was like, I need my mom's help. But because of that, I know how it is to pick up your family and move, and it is stressful and it is hard because you take on the weight of your family and wanting to make sure they're happy, and you just want to be in good hands and know that you're going to be in the right place. And I am your boots on the ground person here in Birmingham to help you. So whether it's virtual tours, whether it's me driving through a community with my phone and going through places and giving you a community tour, whether it's me sending you commute times to all the things that you think your family is going to want to do versus work, things to do, library, all of that, I am here to help you through it, not to pressure you, not to rush you, but to give you all the information possible to make the best decision for your family. So if you have any questions, I'm going to put all my contact information below. Save this video, share this video. If you made it to the end, bless you, because I am a chatty Kathy, and I don't know how many people are actually going to watch this video, but I hope it is helpful. Have a blessed day.